Welcome to the AI Law Briefing Podcast.
Disclaimer. This podcast contains content generated or significantly edited using artificial intelligence tools. All information is provided for general informational purposes only and reflects knowledge available at the time of publication. It does not constitute financial, investment, or legal advice. We recommend that listeners verify the information independently and consult with qualified professionals for personalized advice.
All right, let's dive into this week's deep dive. We're looking at a detailed briefing, really tailored for legal professionals like you, especially in the EU and Luxembourg.
Exactly. The idea is to pull out the key takeaways for you, navigating this, pretty fast-moving area of AI law and tech.
Our mission today, just distill the critical stuff.
And the briefing itself covers quite a bit. Enterprise AI, new tools, regulations. It's laid out in 4 main parts designed to be actionable.
Okay, let's get into it. The briefing kicks off with the big picture, right? Broad AI trends.
Enterprise integration and, crucially, building trust.
And the headline seems to be Microsoft's big push from their Build 2025 event.
Yes, a real pivot. They're moving from just selling AI products to enabling organizations, including law firms, to actually build their own AI using their own data.
How are they doing that?
Through things like AI agents, specialized assistants, and multi-agent operations for automating workflows.
And the tools, I saw mentions of Dataverse.
Right. Dataverse for secure data, plus upcoming things like Mirror Dataverse and Fabric, Copilot Studio for actually building the agents, and new connectors, say, to Databricks, though EU timelines for some of those previews are still TBD.
So it's a build and integrate approach.
Exactly. But this happens alongside new threats. OpenAI's recent report highlighted some relevant ones.
Yes, the June 5th report. What did they flag for the legal sector?
Things like really sophisticated social engineering and fraud, think AI-generated fake CVs.
Yeah.
Also, covert influence operations and AI assisting with cyber espionage and malware.
But interestingly, OpenAI also found that using AI can actually expose attackers more.
Yeah, it's a bit counterintuitive, but their activity can leave more traces. Useful for defense.
Okay, so shifting from threats to defense, what about practical steps for lawyers? Mitigating risk.
Well, it starts with basics, like prompt engineering, guiding the AI properly.
The briefing had those 5 rules, didn't it?
It did. Assign a role, provide context, be specific, specify format, and importantly, ground it in a trusted source.
And that ties into hallucinations, right?
Okay.
AI just making plausible stuff up.
Precisely. Because it's just predicting the next word. That New York case is the classic example.
How do we combat that? The briefing mentioned a few ways.
Yeah, things like fine-tuning, better prompting, guardrails. But the big one they focus on was Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG.
Okay, which brings us neatly to the second section. The deep dive on RAG.
A really essential concept now.
The analogy they used was pretty helpful. Closed book versus open book exam.
Exactly. A standard LLM is closed book, just its training data. RAG gives it an open book, your specific trusted documents.
So how does it actually work, step by step?
Okay, so a lawyer asks a question. The retriever searches your trusted knowledge base, maybe Luxembourg AML law, CSSF circulars, firm precedents.
Using things like vector embeddings to understand meaning.
Right. It finds the relevant text snippets. Then, crucially, it augments the prompt, basically telling the LLM, answer the question, but only using this information I just gave you.
And the LLM generates the answer based on that.
Yes, which means you can easily verify it and see the citation. Much more reliable.
Makes sense. The strengths are clear. Accuracy, verifiability, using your own knowledge.
Yeah.
What about downsides?
Well, the classic garbage in, garbage out applies. Bad source data means bad answers. It can be complex to set up well, and it really depends on how good that retrieval step is.
And the practical example, the Luxembourg RAIF prospectus.
Yeah, updating a prospectus for non-security tokens. RAG could quickly scan firm precedents and maybe CSSF Circular 24856 on VASPs to pull out the necessary risk disclosures and compliance points. Huge time saver.
Okay, moving on. Section 3 looked at the AI toolkit for lawyers.
Focusing on this integration wave.
Like the Harvey and iManage partnership.
Exactly. That lets you run RGI securely inside your iManage DMS. Data stays put. Big deal for reducing data leakage risk and easing compliance. It's RAG in the real world.
And other tools like Luminance's Deep Insight.
Right. That one automates checking how external changes, like new ESG rules, affect your contracts. It moves beyond just finding clauses to analyzing impact.
What about broader platforms in compliance? The briefing mentioned Clio.
Yes, specifically their position on GDPR and EMEA terms, but the key message was the lawyer's overriding responsibility.
Meaning the firm is still the data controller and, under the AI Act, the deployer.
Precisely. You need to do your own due diligence on data residency, access, safeguards. Can't just rely on vendor claims.
Got it. And quickly, market signals. Definitely is funding.
$30 million. Shows confidence in specialized legal AI, and Clio Investing suggests consolidation might be coming.
And Perplexity partnering with LegalZoom.
That's aimed at consumers and SMBs, offering AI legal help. It could really challenge smaller firms, maybe commoditize routine advice. The briefing also had a useful table summarizing various tools, their functions, EU considerations, cost, etc.
Okay, final section. Laws and regulations. What's new?
A key Luxembourg national development, the law of June 6, 2025. It renews state aid schemes for RDI.
And that's official now. Published June 12th.
Correct. Published in the Memorial, and it enters into force June 16th, 2025. So very current.
What does it actually do?
It aims to boost private RDI, encourage public-private partnerships, support infrastructure, especially for SMEs, and even integrate the defense sector.
And the opportunity for lawyers here.
It's a chance to be proactive, help clients access this funding, advise on structuring projects, draft applications, collaboration agreements. It's strategic advisory work.
Okay. And the EU AI Act. Still a standing item.
Absolutely. The briefing reiterated the core obligations for high-risk systems, risk management, data governance, transparency, human oversight, all relevant for legal tech.
And the timeline reminder. Full effect in 2026, but the principles matter now.
Definitely. Any AI you deploy or build today needs that lens.
Yeah.
Oh, and one small clarification from the briefing.
Yes.
There was a mention of a Cure AIA case reference, AI v. Court of Justice. That's just a procedural case number thing, not actual AI case law from the court. Just wanted to clear that up.
Good clarification. Wow, we covered a lot there. Enterprise AI strategy, RAG architecture, specific tools, compliance duties, and key laws in Luxembourg and the EU.
It's a complex landscape, and staying updated is, well, essential for legal professionals in the region.
So maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to mull over. With the AI Act looming and opportunities like Luxembourg's new state aid, how are you going to prioritize building secure, compliant, trustworthy AI capabilities, whether it's for your own practice or advising clients? Something to think about.
Hit that like and subscribe button.
Disclaimer. This podcast contains content generated or significantly edited using artificial intelligence tools. All information is provided for general informational purposes only and reflects knowledge available at the time of publication. It does not constitute financial, investment, or legal advice. We recommend that listeners verify the information independently and consult with qualified professionals for personalized advice.
It was the AI Law Briefing podcast for you this week.